Hi guys, so today we are going to be discussing one thing that you all really want to know, which is if union in the physical with your twin is ever gonna happen. And I'm sorry to be a little bit of a party pooper with this video this week, but the real answer to this question is that there is no absolute definitive answer to it. Physical union may or not happen. It may happen very late in the journey. It may happen in another lifetime. It may not happen at all. And that's perfectly okay. Regardless of what many spiritual coaches are putting out there, that it's destiny for twin flames to unite and blah blah blah, I think this is absolutely crap, and it doesn't serve anyone's best interest in this community to be listening to this, because it's exactly the type of message that will keep you stuck in the chaser modes and totally projecting the wrong energy out into the universe. The truth is, no one knows. The same way no one ever saw gods, you have a bigger or a small intuitive awareness of what the universe is and how it works, based on your experience, of course, and your degree of sensitivity. Knowing if you're twin and you will be in a romantic couple is more or less the same thing. It's part fate, part intuition. So please, if you are watching these videos on how to manifest union, and you are looking at these visual boards and you are imagining yourself jumping in the clouds with your twin, stop doing this. This will just drive you nuts, and this will not bring your twin closer to you at all. If anything, it will do exactly the opposite, because your thoughts of that and your motivation to lose time every day doing that just stem from the pure fear that union is never going to come in the physical. And where there is fear, love can't get in. So apart from that, it is a bit obvious that you can only have an intuition about these plans, because it would make absolutely no sense for you to be reincarnating lifetime after lifetime if you already knew what would happen in that lifetime and how things would play out. How would you go through this suffering that you need to go through? How would you experience things without being conditioned in a way that would allow you to develop the tools and to develop the aspects of your character that you need to develop to expand your conscience, to improve yourself, to teach others? That would be absolutely impossible if you already knew that at the end of the journey you would have your prize guaranteed. You would have absolutely no motivation to do no spiritual work if it was like that. So don't really trust these people that are out there on YouTube and other websites saying that it is guaranteed that you're gonna have union with your twin in the physical in this lifetime, because unfortunately, as much as we wish that was true, that is not true. And I think it's very dishonest on these people to be saying that. Most of them, 90% of these people that are putting this idea out there, they're not even in union with their twins. So if they're so good at manifesting union with their twins, and if they're so perfect and they're so spiritual and so in tune with the universe that they know all these things to be promising these things to other people, why aren't they living it themselves? It's a bit weird, isn't it? So just accept that you have to live life with the fact that you don't know, and all you have is a goodwill and fate to hold on to. But having said this, it is very important to clarify some of the downsides of focusing on this question. So here it goes. And the number one is what I already said. If you focus on this so much, you will be stuck in the runner and chaser phase, and this will not allow you to move through to the other phases of the journey. And not only will this keep you stuck in this stage, but also you will be cast in the role of the chaser, which is not the role you want to be in, because the chaser is usually the person, although roles alternate, of course, but there's also always one person that is in the chaser mode for longer than the other, and that's normally the person that tends to have more anxiety and more obsessive thoughts. So it's not really like the role you want to be cast into this situation, and it also delays the process a lot, so you don't want to be there. Remember that you and your twin are in energetic union, and then you can feel your despair, and that shit broadcasts simply mental illness, so don't be that person. Number two, as long as you are thinking of union, I can promise you that you will be playing chess against the universe, and you can't forget about it. You will not win. When you are focused on union, everything that you do, even the attempts to let go, to build self-love, to do things for yourself, will be absolutely nothing but a manipulation technique that you were going to try to use to manipulate the universe into getting the end result that you want, which is to bring back your twin. And it will amount to nothing. You will try and try and try, and you will be dragged down to your knees in exhaustion, because no let go will happen, and neither will union. Number 3, despair for union has one name. It's codependency. So if you think that you will not be happy without your twin, you are absolutely wrong, and you are absolutely wounded and in need of self-care. I know this is not very obvious for you at this stage, but further on in the process, if you can ease a little bit on the dependent energy and just let energy flow, just let time pass, you will realize that you really had rainbows coming out of your ass and you didn't even know about it. Codependency is a major wound for most people in modern society, and we were giving a chance as twin flames to heal it in ourselves and to come here to help others heal it. So I would say that if there is one mission for twin flames, is this one. It's to teach people the difference between real love and these shitty codependent ways of relating to others that we are taught since childhood. Number 4, focusing on union will stop you from having the energy you need to do your own work and to expand. As long as your head is in your twin, I can promise you that although you may be evolving in comparison to previous stages where you didn't know your twin flame at all, this is nothing in comparison to the major breakthroughs that you will go through once you start using that energy to yourself. And these major breakthroughs are things that, although can be spiritual in nature, will imply real changes in your practical life. And if you do not put your mind into it, you will not gather the conditions you need to move on. To give you just one example of one of these major breakthroughs that I had in separation, that was a total game changer for me, was that I always felt in my body the emotions of others as if they were mine. I had the awareness since I was a child that I could see what other people had inside, that I could see their feelings more or less, but I never really understood the reason why sometimes I would suffer from deep anxiety. If you know me, I'm a very relaxed, I'm a very chilled out and kind of happy-go-lucky type of person, but at the same time I suffered from anxiety and I didn't understand why, and this was only because I was absorbing the anxiety and the negative feelings of negative people around me. When my twin triggered separation for us, I felt his emotions so clearly that it made me pay more attention to my surroundings and have this realization, which made me understand, for instance, that I urgently needed to change jobs because my work environment at that time was toxic, and I was failing to isolate myself from the sick energy of 2 colleagues around me. Now, to make this happen, it took months, it took efforts, and it took me standing up on my 2 feet with all the motivation I got, which wouldn't have happened if I was completely down and out thinking of my twin and if it was ever going to come back to me and blah 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 like I was 1 year before that. So please keep your hands in your own pockets, and that's where the key for your doors is, with yourself. And number 5, if you're focusing on union, you are totally not understanding the type of love we were talking about when we talk of twin flame love. This love does not need the presence, it does not fade with time and distance, it does not change when you change, when both of you change. This love will still be there after separation, after not talking to your twin for years, because it is a love that comes from a deep understanding of the other's emotional and spiritual process. This love does not imply anything more than your existence, it just is. And it is pure freedom and respect for your twin's freedom too. This journey is meant to be a lesson, a beautiful lesson that takes you back to the true essence of God's and of love. And you will always love your twin because it will have brought you that lesson. But that does not mean that you have the right personality types to be in a day-to-day romantic relationship with each other, or to get married, or to build a home. for instance, I don't think my twin and I would have the right personality types to be boyfriend and girlfriends. It would just be weird for so many reasons. We have our own personalities, and the fact that we are twins and the fact that we love each other doesn't change the fact, for instance, that we're both very flirtatious people with other people. And that's who we are, and that's how we are, and probably in a relationship that would create conflict in the long run. I don't know, just giving you a silly example, that's what came to my mind now, but you see what I mean. Well, of course it would be ideal if you if your twin flame actually evolves to be your soulmate at some point and you are really compatible, but this is more like the cherry on the top. So you need to get real about this. The twin flame journey is not about finding a romantic counterpart. It is about understanding the essence of God and of love, and this is what we're here for. So well, folks, I really hope this has made you think a little bit more clearly if you should really be losing your time reading and watching videos on twin flame union. And if you thought this was useful, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, make a t-shirt with my face on it, whatever, just support me some way, and I wish you all a good week. Thank you very much for listening.